What's going on, everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the FCS Dynasty here on NCAA 06, featuring that next mod as well. And we are finally here, Conference Championship Weekend. We got 5 conference championships for you guys here today, all of which are going to decide who will get those automatic berths to go to the FCS playoffs, so you don't want to miss a single thing. Make sure you go ahead, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand spanking new and you already see what we got going on. We are going to start this episode off with the ACC Championship, and that ACC Championship features a surprise team, Bethune-Cookman. It was a little bit of a weaker division this year, so they get a chance to go to the FCS playoffs if they can get past James Madison. That is going to be no small task. It would be their first conference championship victory, regardless on which team wins here today. So, that being said, 0-0 Bethune-Cookman. They do come out with a lot of urgency. This is their season on the line. James Madison, they can still go to the playoffs if they lose this game here today, but Bethune-Cookman cannot say the same thing, so they're going to pull out all the stops. They just tried to pull a fake punt there. Didn't work, but I do really like their aggressiveness, but they are not going to like to see Brad Drowsy, the sophomore wide receiver, one of your guys' customs, get loose in the open field. That goes for about a 20-yard gain. And so, James Madison is on the move. 1st and 10 from the 38. Rogers is going to let one loose here, and Jody Gentry is going to come down with the catch. That is a 39-yard reception and a massive first down. One where James Madison will later come away with a field goal. But it's a tight game early on, 3-0. But then, once we start getting to that second quarter and on, that talent on the depth chart really starts to play a role. David Thorne, just using that big size. How do you cover this kid? That's a legitimate question. 6'7" and runs like a deer. That's an easy touchdown for him. So now the Wildcats, they quickly fall 10-0. And they're facing a 3rd and long. This is a big moment for the Wildcats. Dropping back, facing some pressure. It gets dropped into the backfield, forcing the Wildcats to go ahead and punt this football away. So now they need their defense to make some plays for them now, but they are having such a hard time covering this extremely talented wide receiver core. That's Jody Gentry, the junior, that comes down with the catch. And now in the red zone now, 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line, going with a play action, but Rogers, he might run into the pressure. He does! And he will get dropped into the backfield. That is a significant loss. He just took a loss of 10 yards. Not exactly what you want to see. So now 3rd and long. They got to pick up 18 yards for the first down. Not an easy thing to do, and he's going to get sacked again. Stephen Rogers single-handedly takes him out of field goal range. So that's a big one for Bethune-Cookman. And not only that, the following possession, Wildcats are going to score, baby. So hang on now. We got ourselves a football game as the Wildcats, they are fighting for their lives right now. And they're just hit this game down to just a field goal. So now 10-7 following that long touchdown from the Wildcats. As now Stephen Rogers comes back out onto the field, gets it out onto the perimeter, finds his running back. His running back's able to take it upfield, gets it to the 50-yard line as well. Nice job getting some yards after the catch. Not a huge catch, getting to the first down marker. And James Madison is rolling as well. Later on in the drive, gets it out to the tailback once more. And Marcus Bryant will finish the job. That will be a touchdown for the James Madison Dukes. And that will restore this lead up to a 10-point game. As that linebacker making a big mistake, not staying on his feet. As now, later on in the game, 17-7 now your score. Bethune-Cookman not getting much going on offense, but defensively they are playing really stout. They're giving it everything that they got right now. But man, just James Madison. They got all of these weapons. They are going to be a tough out here in the FCS playoffs, as that's their fullback going to take it out of the backfield, and he's going to rumble and stumble his way into the red zone. As now, later on in the drive, 3rd and goal from the 17. Stephen dropping back. He's got a ton of time. Only a 2-man rush, and Marcus Bryant gets it to him in a bucket. That's a huge touchdown for the James Madison Dukes. How about this throw right here? That is a dime, if I've ever seen one, played in a spot that only his receiver could make the catch. And speaking of receivers, David Thorne, he will also get his 2nd touchdown of the day. So that's now 34-7. That will be your score. And again, just really utilizing David Thorne's size there. No one could cover him. I'm surprised that he hasn't gone off for more so far, but yeah, we still got a little bit more football left to play, as the Wildcats, they're running out of answers, man. They are running out of answers, especially on their offensive line, trying to set up the play action, but James Madison was all over that, and they will take over at about midfield, where Marcus Bryant, he's actually going to throw a pass. He'll find David Thorne downfield as well, and David Thorne, have yourself a day. 7 catches, 137 yards today. He's been balling out. Later on, Rogers throws to the right, trying to get it out to the Crum bucket, and Kevin Crum. But that Wildcats defense, they do step up, get an interception. They may be getting blown out right now. There's no denying that, but they're still playing hard, and they're fighting to try to claw back in this game, maybe make it interesting. But same drive after the interception, what we end up seeing is Dante Bonanelli, right place, right time. He's going to catch an interception off the deflection, and Bonanelli with a huge season. That is going to be his 7th interception of the year. He's been a ball hawk, and James Madison, they are going to be your ACC champion. They will get the automatic bid, and they're going to put themselves in that conversation to get that 1st round bye. Unfortunately for Bethune-Cookman, good job getting to the conference championship, but their season is likely done. But now we see 2 teams face off in the SEC championship. 2 teams that actually did play against each other earlier this year. Georgia Southern did win that game. So Georgia Southern, they may be the #1 team in the nation, and they are the only undefeated team in the entire country down here at the FCS level. But it is extremely difficult to beat a team twice. Can Georgia Southern do that? That is what is being asked of them here today, as Georgia Southern, they are going to take on a high-octane offense in Southeastern. It's going to be a battle of styles. Whose style does prevail more, as Drew Brown's going to try to get the scoring going and double team, and still Mateo West is going to come down with the catch. Oh my, huge play to get things going. And Southeast Louisiana, they got a red zone opportunity, and they will finish that drive off as well. A direct snap, none of the less. That's a touchdown for the Lions of Southeastern, and they are roaring on early. But they are taking on a bona fide challenge for a Heisman finalist, Ikeda Woods. But Ikeda Woods, he's going to fumble the bag. He is actually going to fumble the football. So the Southeastern was going to pull off this upset to get the automatic bid for the SEC conference. That's exactly what they had to do. They got to get off to a great start. Right now, they are right there as Drown tries to throw it up into traffic. And unfortunately, Gray is going to pick him off. Troy Gray gets a huge interception that is going to really stymie the momentum that Southeastern was building. Mateo West does come down with the tackle, but now Ikeda Woods come back out onto the field trying to run that option, and he's going to get open down the field. He's going to almost break it loose completely. Does get across the 40-yard line. Already someone that has the record for most rushing touchdowns in a career, as well as most rushing yards in a career. He's going to be looking to adding on to it, but he can be a threat in the passing game too, except he doesn't use it this time around. He will end up deciding to scramble. I mean, how do you not have someone spying on Ikeda Woods? Answer me that. No idea what they were thinking. That's a barbecue chicken if you're an opposing defense. And Woods will end up finishing the drive. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. And we got ourselves a tie ball game. All even up at 7 apiece. Later on in the second quarter, Southeast Louisiana, they come back out on the field with their offense as Brown drops back, but he's going to be absolutely tattooed by the custom DeAndre Delvis second. He comes screaming in off a cornerback blitz and lights him up like a Christmas tree. So now, second and long, West going to throw it down to Mateo West. And Mateo West, he's also going to get tattooed as well. He's going to be feeling that one in the morning. So Southeastern, they do not score on that possession. As now, Georgia Southern comes back out. And how about Ikeda Woods down the sideline? Somebody call Houdini, because we got ourselves a magic act here. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. How about the footwork? Nobody touching Ikeda there. Weaving his way through traffic. This man belongs in the NFL. I don't know if he'll get there as a quarterback, but he definitely belongs in the NFL, and the rest of his team stepping up as well. Gonna pick off Drew Brown here, as that's DeAndre Delvis second with an interception, and he also takes it back to the crib as well. That is a pick six, and now it's all Georgia Southern as they look to add more points before the end of the first half. Woods tries to scramble out of there, tries to hit that little spin move, but spin his way into a defender. So not a great look there. Southeastern will get a chance to score before the end of the half. Brown drops back, but he's going to get hit as well, and that's going to be a sack. Southeastern will take one of their timeouts. They do have 2 timeouts remaining. That is on the docket. Later on in the drive, next play, it's a 2nd and 17. Brown drops back. He's looking. He's got some time around. He's going to throw downfield, and he's got a man. Huge reception. Going with the go route. And it's able to be in the red zone. Unfortunately, they do miss the field goal before the end of the first half. So it's going to be 21-7 into the halftime locker room. And if they're not careful, Georgia Southern, and I mean this with no pun intended, they're going to run them off the field here if they're not careful. Big drive coming up, and the Southeastern defense, they do answer. They get a field goal, still 24-7. Can this offense answer back? Drew Brown, he's going to have to get into his bag, and how about this throw, creating some space? Here comes the Lions. They're trying to roar again. Brown, shotgun, looks, throws over the middle. He's got his tight end. He's down to about the 22-yard line. First down for the Lions. And just attacking the center of that defense. Tight end on a linebacker. That's barbecue chicken, baby. And now we'll move to sticks for the first down, as Brown will throw yet again. Looking again to his favorite receiver, Mateo West. But Mateo West, he's going to hurt his shoulder. Hopefully, he's not going to be out for the rest of the game, because if he's out, that is going to be a huge loss. And now the rest of the Lions receiving room is going to really have to step up. They have struggled in this game in the red zone. That's been the difference. Brown looking for a second red zone score. He's going to get it. Touchdown, Southeastern. And that is the sophomore, Michael Garrett, who just cut it down to a 10-point game. Not done yet, but neither is Ikeda Woods. Able to spin, cycle his way to another big first down. He's been having an excellent game today. 12 yards per carry is what this man is having right now. He is feasting. But he does get a little shaken up, so his backup quarterback comes in. It's Benson. He'll try to run the option as well, but not as much efficiency as he was trying to get it out to the sophomore custom, Josephi Krakowski. And that will be a turnover that Southeastern desperately needed. Here comes the Lions, down by 10 here in the fourth quarter. They need a score. Brown in the shotgun. Got some time. They pick up the blitz. Looks over the middle, and it's caught by the tight end. First down, Lions. And it's a huge play. Lions got to be on the move. They must score quickly. Couple plays later, Brown, he fires one. He wants a touchdown, and he gets the touchdown. Michael Garrett, the sophomore, once again with his second receiving touchdown, stepping up in the big moment. And now only down by a field goal. If they can get a stop, they have a chance to win this game. But Joseph Krakowski, he's going to let you know, the Eastern European, I just went to the opera, and that fat lady is singing touchdown, Georgia Southern. It looks like the Eagles, three-time defending SEC champions, they're very close to making it 4, unless Southeastern can pull a miracle, but there will be no such miracle today as Drew Brown takes another sack, and it's going to be over. Georgia Southern, they have been on a roll. Get them biscuits out, baby, because that is going to be their 4th consecutive conference championship. They have been challenged in multiple conference championship games over the years. Northwestern State has been one in the first couple of years in this dynasty. Now Southeastern has pushed them twice. That being said, Georgia Southern, they have still found a way to win. Now, the big question for them is, can they win the big one, the national championship? Ikeda Woods, who knows if they'll ever get a quarterback like him again. This might be their best shot to bring a championship home to that Georgia Southern fan base. We'll see what happens to Southeastern, though, for the FCS playoffs. But speaking of two teams that are fighting for an FCS playoff spot, we now go to the Conference USA Championship, where we got the number 20 ranked SMU Mustangs. They go on the road to take on the number 15 team in the land, the Eastern Carolina Pirates. And the Conference USA, it is not as good as it used to be, but these two teams, they still have a legitimate shot of going to the playoffs. Who will solidify that bid today, though? As we go into actually just 20 seconds before the first half, nothing crazy really happens. It was really a very defensive start, very sloppy on offense, though, both ways, but SMU finally starts to open up before the end of the first half. They do make it a 10-point lead before going into the locker room. Late in the third quarter, though, still a 2-score game. Kirkpatrick tries to throw one up into the air, and it's going to be picked off, unfortunately. SMU gets the interception, and the Mustangs, they are trying to gallop their way into the FCS playoffs once again. Led by Jesse Young. Y'all know he's a certified bad man. Throws it up, and it's going to be caught. Touchdown, SMU. And the Mustangs looking to gallop out of North Carolina with an FCS bid in hand. They're trying to get the dance shoes on. We'll see if Eastern Carolina, they got some fight left in them, but it's surprised that it's not as much of a blowout as it already is. SMU dominating on the offensive yards. Jesse looks right. He looks to add on to it, but his receiver fumbles the football, and Eastern Carolina is going to recover the first turnover that this Pirates defense has forced here in the Conference USA Championship. That at least will help stem the tide. Can they get some more help, though? Jesse throws left. It's caught. And now a foot race. Is he going to be able to be caught from behind? No, sir. He brought the turbo boosters. Touchdown, Eastern Carolina. That's going to be an 87-yard touchdown. And Jesse Young already having an impressive performance. He has 400 yards passing. That is not a typo. He is balling out today. He wants to go dancing. But now, down 33-6. It's been a rough day for Eastern Carolina. We'll see if Richard Fisher can bring them back here a little bit, and that will certainly help the cause there. We'll see a 73-yard touchdown pass that will make it a 33-13 game. Still a lot of work left to do to make up this gap, but they're certainly going to try it, though. But they got to stop this red zone opportunity first. First and goal from the 3-yard line, but it's deflected in the air. That's an interception. Here comes the Pirates. This is a team that knows how to win in their home stadium. One of the toughest places in college football to go in and win. And now, 3rd and 10 from the 20, trying to make something happen. Out of the turnover, looks left, got first down the sideline, gets away from the safety, and he is going to be gone like a girl in a country song. Touchdown, Eastern Carolina. And the Pirates pull just 13 points of winning this game. They are still going to fight to the very end. They refuse to be run out of the building. But unfortunately, time was not on their side here today, as SMU is going to win the conference championship here in Conference USA. So they will punch their ticket to the FCS playoffs. Meanwhile, Eastern Carolina, don't know where they are going to go. They will be sweating it out when we get onto Selection Sunday, which will be happening in the next episode of the FCS Dynasty. So definitely be on the lookout for that. What happens with this Eastern Carolina Pirate squad? But now we just get really spoiled with these top 25 matchups here. This time, we got Central Michigan going on the road, and they will take on the Ohio Bobcats. And Ohio's had a great year. They're seeking to make their very first FCS playoff appearance, whereas Central Michigan, we have seen them in the FCS playoffs a couple of times. They have done a pretty good job building their program up. So you love to see that. We'll see who can win the automatic bid for the MAC conference, as Ohio is going to start things out. They're going to throw one up into the air, and it's an absolute dime. Oh my goodness. Touchdown, Ohio. That's going to make it 7-0. That will be your score. Later on in the game, Justin Edwards, he's been playing pretty well so far. He's going to be the X factor if Ohio wants to make some noise in the FCS playoffs. Should they get there? And then what does he do? He turns the football over. Luckily, that linebacker is not very fast whatsoever, but Daryl Kent going to come through, get a big interception. And that sets up Central Michigan pretty well. They're going to start out at about the 44-yard line. It's going to be a big moment for the Chippewas, as they still have not yet scored in this football game. At least not yet. Does that change here? A few plays later, after the turnover, Marcus Watkins, he looks to want to bring it loose. He's going to fire, and it's caught! But it's not caught by a Chippewa receiver. Oh no! It is caught by a Ohio Bobcat. It is intercepted in the end zone, and that will be a touchback. So a big opportunity for Central Michigan to score. They don't do it, so it still remains 7-0. But Central Michigan will get the ball later in this game. They will fire, and they will make up for that error, as Marcus Watkins will get his first score of the afternoon, as Watkins did a nice job identifying the one-on-one matchup. And now the Chippewas might have found their groove a little bit. 1:30 left to play in the first half. Watkins drops back, fires over the middle. It's caught. He's going to break some tackles, and now he is off to the races. He is even going to do a little bit of showboating before getting into the end zone as well. That's a touchdown for the Chippewas, and they will take a 14-7 lead, very likely, into the halftime locker room. You love to see it work. As now 14-7, still your score, as Watkins drops back again, looks over to the right-hand side. He's going to find another receiver who gets down the sideline, but he fumbles it late. Who got it? It's Ohio. Ohio gets it. Ohio actually gets the fumble, and that is why you gotta hustle, even if it's unlikely, because you never know what could happen. He just saved a touchdown and keep his team in the MAC championship game. Big moment there as the defenses are really stepping up for both teams. As someone got highlighted in the preview in the previous episode, it was going to be one of those defensive battles. Neither team necessarily has an elite offense, particularly not Ohio. But Watkins looking to change that narrative, throws to the left-hand side. It is going to be caught, and that will be another touchdown for the Chippewas. 21-17. That will officially be your score now, as Watkins will cash in off of the fumble recovery that his defense forced. So 2-score game. Ohio, they need to score in a big way. Jay Edwards, he's going to be in the shotgun. No, under center, gets it out to his man into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio. And the Bobcats are going to score yet again. 21-14, your score. Ohio, they might tie this thing. Edwards fires, it's caught, but it's going to be fumbled. And the Chippewas will get it right before getting into the out of bounds. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Chippewas can finish the deal, as that is Hills that got that thing loose. Right after the fumble, though. Dropping back. Watkins fires. Left side. It's caught. Breaks a couple of tackles. This is the dagger. Yes, sir. That is going to be the dagger. Touchdown, Central Michigan. And the Chippewas extend their lead, and they are going to be your champions of the MAC Conference. 28-14 going to be your final score, and Central Michigan, this was a team that was, pretty much ranked in the top 10. We'll see if they can find their way into a first-round bye. Going to need a little bit of help, but at 10-2, and as a conference champion as well, let's not forget that they have a say in the conversation. But we now are down to just our final conference championship game, and we go to the Big 12 Conference, where we will go ahead and see the number 2 team in the land take on the Alcorn State Braves. And Alcorn State, this is a must-win for them. Honestly, if you're Southern, you would love to cap off your regular season with a conference championship victory. But if they lose, at least Southern can still go to the playoffs. Alcorn State, if they don't win, their season is over. They are done so. They will be not going to collect $200. You are not pass and go. So you need Southern to lose this game if you want Alcorn State in the playoffs. Jones, however, he has different ideas in mind as the number 1 recruit. Justin Jones runs his way into the end zone, a 58-yard touchdown, and Southern will draw first blood. This was going to be an issue for Alcorn State. They do not have a very good defense whatsoever. I'm keeping it 100. So can Rod Robertson put up enough points for his team to win? Robertson drops back, but he's going to get hit, and he will be sacked. Not what you're looking for, and this is exactly what Southern wants you to be in. 3rd and 15. This is going to be a tough one. Later on in the drive, they do pick up that 3rd down eventually, but they get another 3rd down conversion on tap, but it's going to be fired up into the air, and it's going to be intercepted by Joseph Pierre Martin, the sophomore, as Rob Robertson just tried to throw too much of a dime there, and his receiver couldn't win either. So now Justin Jones comes back out to work, but Mark Dixon trying to show some fight. He's going to get his first sack of the day. That's Jones trying to get the sack, but the offensive pocket just collapsed on him. So now Jones looks over, gets it out to Pace. Pace is able to, shake one tackler, but he does fumble the football eventually, though, and Alcorn State will recover. So first quarter going well for Alcorn State. You get a chance to put points on the board early, but Rod Robertson trying to set up that play action. No time to read the defense. And they will have to settle for a field goal. But still, a 4-point game. Jones fires up to the right-hand side, and it's going to be caught. First down, Southern. And we finally see the arm of Justin Jones, and you can see the arm talent. He may not have the best passing stats on the year, but it's Justin Jones' talent. It is undeniable, especially with that throw. Touchdown, Southern. 14-3. Now going to be your score, and the Jaguars are going to be roaring as well. One-on-one coverage. That's going to be an easy one that he will take every single time. And after this, Jones really starts to go off. He's really in his bag now. Dumps it off. He finds his man. And it's a huge play once again. Jones, by the way, really showing out here in the first half. He's already got 180 yards and a couple of touchdowns of total offense as he looks to add on to that. 3rd and 4. Jones looks right. He fires again. It's caught down the sideline, and it's going to be brought down eventually. That's Chase Walter, who now has well over 100 yards receiving today. He's at 123 already. And also got that only passing touchdown of the day. We'll see if they go back to him. No, it's going to be a speed option instead. Jones fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Southern. And the Jaguars get another score up on the board. That's the 3rd total touchdown for Justin Jones as well. So that being said, Rod Robertson, he is in a hole right now, but he's going to make it a little bit worse as he throws across his body. He's left-handed. He telegraphs the throw as well, and that is just a recipe for disaster. Intercepted and taken back to the crib as well. 28-3 your score. Maybe this is exactly where they want them, because after that, we really start the Alcorn State offense. Really see them getting rolling now. That's their big burly fullback who's going to be rumbling and stumbling across that midfield marker as Alcorn State desperately in need of a score. Robertson looks right. It's caught. Touchdown, Alcorn State. And the Braves, they're braving the storm. We'll see if they can get out of this storm, but they got to get stops on defense. Jones has other ideas. Looks right. Fires, and it's caught by the custom zoo animal, a junior who he's listed as a corner, but you know, he's also got some skills at wide receiver. He certainly don't mind playing both sides of the football, and it leads to a red zone opportunity because of it. 1st and 10 from the 15. Jones getting in on the shotgun formation. He's going to hand it off to Pace, and he's going to pace his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Southern. That's yet another score for the Jaguars, and it's now 35-10. Serious danger of running Alcorn State out of the building. How does Rod Robertson respond? He's going to hand it off to the running back, but the running back puts the ball on the ground, and Zoo Animal is going to pick it up and bring a decent amount of yards. Almost takes it all the way back to the crib as well. He will get tackled by the quarterback, Rod Robertson, there, and that is a massive hit. As Southern already with an explosive offense here today. Easy drive for Southern to finish up. 42-10 ends up being the score. It's just completely out of control right now. What Southern is doing is straight up abuse. But Rod Robinson, he's not going to give up. Or at least he's hoping that his guys don't give up. But man, Southern's just winning every single facet of the game right now. They are not winning in the trenches. And defensively, they're getting completely owned. They have not been able to stop anything today. Not to mention, it doesn't help when your quarterback also puts the ball on the ground as well. That's going to be his 3rd turnover of the day. Something that you do not want to see. So now, Southern takes over at the 34-yard line as Jones looking to provide some lessons. He fires over the middle of the field. It's caught. And now, in the red zone again, another first down for the Southern Jaguars. Wide, butt naked open. Delivered it right in the bucket. And now, 3 for 3 on the day in red zone chances. Can he go? 4 for 4. Jones, end zone. Another touchdown for the Southern Jaguars. And I do think that it is pretty safe to say that Southern's going to win the conference championship, and they will win by a final score of 49-24. So Southern will get the automatic bid from the Big 12 Conference. So over the course of season number 4, we have been able to see 15 weeks of regular season football, and of course, that conference championship action that you just witnessed here on the channel. But now, all of those games have been played, all the hard work, the dedication of these athletes, we finally narrowed down who goes and fights for a national championship. Next episode, we will narrow down from 119 teams initially down to 24 and find out what will make up the 24-team field that will compete in the Year 4 FCS National Playoffs. That's what we got going on in the next episode, but I will leave that for next time, though. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Conference Championships here on NCAA 2006. And if you did, make sure you go ahead and smack that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new to the channel. This is John J. Gaming on the mic signing off. I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.